Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the last session, we have completed regarding subatomic particles. I considered atoms in which there will be okay protons present, neutrons present, and electrons present. All together are called subatomic particles. Okay, and regarding nucleons, what we said, since protons and neutrons both constitute the nucleus of an atom, hence they are called nucleons. Well, now in this session, we are going to discuss about finding the number of particles, that is finding the number of fundamental particles present. It may be in an atom or it may be ion or any chemical species. So we know about fundamental particles. So what are fundamental particles? As I said, that is proton, okay, proton, electron, and neutron. Okay, all three particles together called fundamental particles. Now we may get the questions based on finding the number of fundamental particles. It may be finding the total number of protons, finding the total number of electrons, or even total number of neutrons. As we considered the different chemical species, as that is isotopes, isobars, and isotones, as they differ from one another, it is because of change in the number of fundamental particle. Well, now in this session we are going to deal with a concept. What is that? Finding the number of fundamental particles in a given, it may be atom, ion, or a chemical species. Well, coming to the atom, yes, we know that in an atom, what about electrons? Yes, these electrons are revolving around the nucleus. We already specified it. What we said, if you think of electron, yes, it is one of the fundamental particle. It is revolving around the nucleus. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ atom ಅಲ್ಲಿ electrons ಏನಾಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. And the other two fundamental particle, what are those? Protons and neutrons. These two fundamental particles, protons and neutrons, where they present? They are present in the nucleus of an atom. They constitute the nucleus of an atom. Hence these are also called, these are collectively called protons and neutrons. They are collectively called what? Nucleons. Yes, if we consider an atom diagrammatically, what is present in the nucleus? Protons and neutrons, they present in the nucleus. And what about electrons? Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Well, so overall, if we consider an atom, yes, atom constitutes the nucleus in which protons and neutrons present. Nucleus ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ? There will be protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus. Okay, and what about electron? Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Altogether constitutes the atom. Well, if we consider one more diagram, say in the center, nucleus is made up of protons and neutrons, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Together constitutes an atom. Now if we consider number of protons, as I said, if it is a neutral species, for neutral species, atomic number itself indicates the neutral species. If the atom is neutral, if it is not going to carry any charge, the atomic number Z. That atomic number itself indicates the number of proton. Other number of proton is one of the fundamental particle. So number of protons is equal to atomic number itself. And further, mass number ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು a ಅಂತ indicate ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಾ. So this mass number is nothing but it is the number of protons plus number of neutrons. That is, sum of protons and neutrons gives the mass number. Okay, so here for an atom, atomic number itself indicates the number of protons as well as number of electrons. And so with the help of atomic number, we are going to get number of protons and electrons. Well, further, if you consider number of neutrons, how we get number of neutrons? Yes, we know this relation. Mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. So I can say number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus number of protons. Idu ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ just now rearrange ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Mass number minus number of protons. So for an atom, number of protons is nothing but that is atomic number itself. So I can say, okay, a minus z ಅಂತಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So a is the mass number, z is the atomic number. That difference gives the number of neutrons. Okay, yes, it is a simple relation by which we can get the number of protons, number of electrons, as well as number of neutrons. Well, now here number of, as I already specified, for all atoms, atomic number itself indicates the number of protons as well as number of electrons. Okay, now it's for atom. Okay, ಇದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು applicable ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? It's for a neutral atom. If the atom do not carry any kind of charge, these relations are applicable. Now on the other hand, if there is an ion is an atom or group of atom in which number of electrons is different from number of protons. Now now I am considering ion. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು atom ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Okay, it's about atom. Now I am considering the ions. What is ion? Ion is actually, it is a atom. Ion is also a atom only. It is a atom or it may be group of atoms. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಅಟಮ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟಮ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್, what it mean? We are talking about atom itself. Means here there is no charge. On the other hand, if the number of electrons are different from number of protons, then it is called a ion. Okay, different andre ಏನು possibility ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Number of electrons may be less than the number of protons. Okay, ಎರಡು possibility ಇದೆ. Number of electrons may be less than the number of protons, or number of electrons may be more than the number of protons. Okay, we have two possibility. Number of electron ಕಡಿಮೆನೂ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು. Well, now what is ion? Just recall, ion is nothing but, yes, it may be atom or a group of atom in which number of electrons is different from number of protons. Okay, yes. Now if I consider an atom, okay, we know about atom. Nucleus is present and it has protons and neutrons at the center, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Now from an atom, if you remove the electron, what happens? Say whenever an electron is removed, what about number of protons? Earlier in an atom, number of protons, ಈಗ atom ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ number of protons is equal to number of electrons. ಹೌದಾ? So atom overall it is a neutral. Now if one electron is removed from an atom, so one of the electron is lost from the outermost shell. Now what happened when an electron is removed? That what about number of protons now? Number of protons will be more than what? Number of electrons. Okay, number of electrons. So when an electrons are lost, what happens? Number of protons will be more than the number of electrons. Therefore that chemical species is going to carry what charge? Is going to carry positive charge. Okay, yes. If they carry positive charge, then they are called cations. So how many positive charge? Here is going to carry +1, therefore it is called a monovalent cation. Similarly, if one more electron is lost, if two electrons were lost, then what is the charge? Now is going to carry +2 charge. Yes or no? Is going to carry +2 charge, then it is called 2 divalent. Is going to carry +2 charge, and it is named as a divalent cation. So what do you mean by cation here? Cation is nothing but it is positively charged. Cation is nothing but it is a positively charged species. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು? Positively charged species ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, yes. Now in case of cation, what we can analyze here? Say number of electrons will be less than, number of electrons are less than number of protons. So if it is the case, if number of electrons are less than number of protons, then such type of particles are going to called, okay, they are going to called a positive cation, or you can say they are going to carry positive charge and they are named as a cation. Well, so on the other hand, okay, if I consider an atom, again protons are present in the nucleus. Even Neutrons are also present in the nucleus. And what about electrons? Yes, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Now, say, what is the one more way? If an electron is added, so I consider atom, now I'm talking about addition of an electron. If one of the electron is added to an atom, say now again, if I consider atom, as usual, first we say number of protons. Number of protons is equal to what? Number of electrons. Now we are adding an electron. When an electron is added to an atom, what happens? Now say number of protons once electron is added. What about number of protons? Number of protons will be less than what? Number of electrons. Means number of electrons will be increased. But what about proton? Protons remains as it is. There is no change in the proton. Protons remain same. Only number of electrons will be increased. Howda? If number of electrons are more, what about charge? They are going to carry negative charge. Okay, ಈಗ number of electrons are more. If the number of electrons are more than number of protons, then the particle is going to carry what charge? Negative charge. And they are called what? They are called anions. You got it? So what are cations? Cations are positively charged species. In case of cation, number of protons are more than number of electrons. Okay, on the other hand, anions are nothing but they are negatively charged species. Anion ent karitivi, they are negatively charged species. In case of anion, number of electrons are more than the number of protons. Okay, well, now, so if we consider examples, say carbon is an atom, right? Atom, what is the atomic number here? 6 is the atomic number. So carbon is an atom. Now we can say atomic number itself, that is 6. Atomic number itself indicates the number of protons as well as number of electrons. Therefore we are saying number of protons is nothing but atomic number itself, that is 6. And what about number of electrons? Number of electrons is also 6. Then what about number of neutrons? Number of neutrons is nothing but it is the mass number minus atomic number. What is the mass number here? 12. Atomic number, say 12. Mass number is 12 and atomic number 6. So 6. So overall what I can say here, number of protons are 6, electrons are 6 and neutrons are also 6. Okay, well, so one more example. So second example, say magnesium. Magnesium again we considered an atom, right? What is the atomic number here? Z is equal to 12 and mass number is equal to 24. Again it is also atom. Therefore, what about number of protons? The protons is equal to atomic number, that is 12. Electrons again 12. What about number of neutrons? Mass number minus atomic number, A minus Z. So what is A? 24 minus what is atomic number? 12. So what is answer? 12 here. So overall what I can say again, number of protons are 12, number of electrons are 12 and number of neutrons are also 12, right? Yes, so in case of magnesium atom, what I can say, number of protons, that is atomic number itself, number of protons, that is 12, electrons, again it is an atom, therefore number of protons and number of electrons are equal, so we say number of electrons is also 12. And what about number of neutrons? Number of neutrons is equal to A minus Z, mass number minus atomic number. So 24 minus 12, again number of neutrons is also 12, right? Yes. Next one. Now, coming to the one more example, magnesium 2 plus. Now, earlier I have considered the atoms. Now I'm talking about what? I'm talking about cation. Okay, I'm talking about cation. What are cations? We already mentioned. They are positively charged species. Positively charged species, and generally what we noticed here in case of cations, number of protons are more than number of electrons, right? Now in case of cations, okay, in case of cations, first we think of number of protons. Say number of protons in case of magnesium ion, the atomic number, there is no change in the number of protons. Please remember, whatever it may be cation or anion, number of protons remains same, right? So number of protons is nothing but atomic number itself gives the number of proton. So what I can say here, in case of Mg2 plus, okay, number of protons are 12. Further, if we consider number of electrons, now we know that electrons, how cations are formed by losing electron, right? So we said earlier, so whenever from a chemical species, if one electrons are lost, is going to carry plus one charge, and it is called a monovalent monovalent cation. Yes or no? Similarly, if second electron is lost, if two electrons are lost, it is going to carry plus two charge, and it is called divalent divalent cation, right? So accordingly here Mg2 plus, which means how many electrons are lost, this is going to carry, is going to lose two electrons. After losing two electrons, okay, after losing two electrons, magnesium is going to carry plus two charge, which means here atomic number minus charge of the cation, atomic number minus charge of the cation gives the number of electrons, which means what is the atomic number here, 12 minus charge of the cation, that is plus 2. So 12 minus 2, how much, 10. Therefore we say number of electrons are 10. It has a 10 electrons. And again, what about neutrons? Again, there is no change in the value for neutron. Neutrons also remain same. So number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus atomic number, 24 minus 12. So 12 neutrons. So I can say overall here, in case of Mg2 plus, how many protons? 12 protons present. And what about electron? It has a 10 electron. And what about neutron? It has a 12 neutrons. Okay. Yes. Next one. Now, if you consider next example, that is O2 minus oxide ion. So earlier, the last example, it is about cation. Now, anions. So how, before going for this, what do you mean by anion? Yes, we said anions are nothing but they are negatively charged species. Okay, is the one point to be remembered. Further, what we said here, number of electrons are more than number of protons. Okay, anion number of electrons are more compared to number of protons. Now, what is the element here? Oxygen, that is oxygen element. So for oxygen, what is atomic number? Atomic number Z. Atomic number is 8 and mass number is 16. And remember, there is no change in the number of protons and neutrons. Therefore, I can say number of protons is equal to atomic number itself, that is 8. Okay. And now what about neutron? Number of neutrons is equal to A minus Z. What is A? 16. Z 8. So what is the answer? 8. Means two values we got already. Number of protons are 8, neutrons are 8. Now coming to the number of electrons. Number of electrons. Well, we know in general how anions are formed by adding electrons, right? When electrons are added, we are going to end up with the anions. So it is an oxide ion, number of protons 8, electrons. Now, if you consider electron, atomic number, that is Z minus charge of a anion, charge of a anion, charge Z minus charge. Atomic number is 8 minus. What is the charge? Minus 2. Minus 2 in the sense here after adding 2 electrons, negatively charged particles, after adding 2 electrons is going to carry minus 2 charge. So minus of minus plus. So 8 plus 2, 10 electrons. So we can see here the oxide ion has how many protons? Number of protons are 8. Electrons are 10 and neutrons are again 8. Okay. Yes. Next example. Now coming to the molecule. Okay. Carbon dioxide molecule CO2. So here in case of molecule CO2 molecule, just we consider how the molecules are formed. One carbon and how many oxygens? Two oxygens. Right. Yes. Now coming to the individual one. Carbon atomic number 6. Mass number 12. Oxygen 8, 16. 8, 16, right? Now if you consider carbon, number of protons I will consider. For carbon, how many protons? 6. Oxygen 8. One more oxygen 8. So total number of protons So 8, 8, 16, 16 plus 6, that is 22 total number of protons. Coming to the electron, since it is a neutral species, and what about electron? Same number as that of protons. 6 plus 8 plus 8. Right? Again, 22 electrons. Coming to the neutron, okay. Carbon, how many neutrons? 12 minus 6. 12 minus 6 means 6. 8, 8 again in both the cases. So again 22, which means a molecule of carbon dioxide. A molecule of carbon dioxide. How many protons it has? It has 22 protons, 22 electrons, and 22 neutrons. Okay. So the total number of protons, we can say number of protons of carbon into number of protons, 2 into number of protons of oxygen. That's what we did. So 22. Again, then coming to the electrons, again same number of electrons of carbon 6 plus 2 into number of electrons of 2 oxygen atom. So again 22. And neutrons, if we consider total number of neutrons of carbon plus 2 into number of neutrons of a oxygen. So 12 minus 6 plus 2 into 16 minus 8, that is 6 plus 16, 22. Okay, yes. Now next example, sulfate ion. Now again we got here charged ions, right? Now in sulfate ion, if you consider total number of protons, how we are going to consider number of protons of sulfur? So if you want to get total number, so we have to add number of protons of sulfur plus 4 into number of protons of a oxygen. So yes, sulfur 16, sulfur atomic number 16, so protons are 16 plus 4 into number of protons of oxygen atomic number 8 and mass number 16. So what about protons? 8. So 4 into 8, 16 plus 8 for the 32. So 16 plus 32, it is 48. And what about electrons here? Electrons, so number of electrons of sulfur plus 4 into number of electrons of oxygen minus charge. So here 16 plus 32 minus into minus plus 2. So 50 electrons. Then coming to the neutron, say number of neutrons of sulfur plus 4 into number of neutrons of oxygen. 32 minus 16, 32. Mass number of a sulfur 16. Atomic number of a sulfur. Okay. So mass number minus atomic number. So therefore we consider 32 minus 16 plus 4 into 16 minus 8. So 16 plus 32, 48 neutrons. Okay. Yes. Next example, phosphate ion. So in phosphate ion, again total number of protons. How we consider number of protons of phosphorus plus 4 into number of protons of oxygen. So 15, atomic number 15. So number of protons are 15 plus 4 into number of protons of oxygen 8. So 15 plus 32, 47 total number of protons, and number of electrons. So what I can say, number of electrons phosphorus plus 4 into number of electrons of oxygen minus charge. Phosphorus, okay, 15 plus 4 into 8 minus of minus, so 3 charge. So 15 plus 32 plus 3. So how many electrons? 50 electrons it has. Then coming to the neutron, so total number of neutrons is equal to number of neutrons of phosphorus plus 4 into number of neutrons of a oxygen. So phosphorus atomic number 15, mass number 31, oxygen 8, 16. Therefore we consider, so number of neutrons means mass number 31 minus 15 plus 4 into the bracket 16 minus 8. So 16 plus 32. So 16 minus 8, 8, 8 4 is 32. So 32 plus 16, 48 neutrons. Okay. Yes. Now coming to the MCQs. First one, the number of fundamental particles. The number of fundamental particles in a carbide ion. Carbide ion is. First we look for the options. So 6, 12, 22 and 10. Yes, what is the answer? 22. Number of fundamental particles they are asking. Okay, total 22. Now carbide means say C4. C going to carbon going to carry minus 4 charge. It is called a carbide ion. So carbon, for carbon, what is atomic number? 6, mass number 12. Alright. See here, protons 6. If you consider electrons, number of atomic number minus charge, minus into the bracket minus 4. So 6 minus into minus plus 4. So how many? 10. And what about neutrons? Neutrons 12 minus 6, that is 6. Say number of protons 6. And what about electrons? 10. And what about neutrons? 6. So 6 plus 10, 16. 16 plus 6, 22. So what is the answer? 22. Okay. So number of fundamental particles they are asking. So total number of fundamental particles, that is number of electrons plus protons plus neutrons. Total 22 fundamental particles present. Okay. Yes. Next one. So number of electrons present in nitride ion. Nitride ion N3 minus, right? First look for the options. 10, 7, 3 and 14. Yes, answer is 10. See here nitride. What is it? Here N3 minus, right? N3 minus. So for nitrogen, what is the atomic number? Atomic number 7, mass number 14, right? So protons 7, and if you go for electrons, 7 minus of minus 3. So 7 plus 3, that is it has 10 electron. Then if we consider neutron again, neutron 14 minus 7, that is 7. So what they are asking here, number of electrons present, that is it has a 10 electrons. Okay, how many neutrons? 7. How many protons? 7. Well, next one, isoelectronic species with carbon monoxide. So what they are asking here, isoelectronic species. So but meaning isoelectronic means species means having same number of electrons. With carbon monoxide, they are carbon monoxide, which means carbon, one carbon and one oxygen. Carbon 6, mass number 12, oxygen 8 and 16. So here think of electrons. Carbon 6 electrons, oxygen 8 electrons. So total 14 electrons. So we have to look for the options having 14 electrons here. So question, isoelectronic species with carbon monoxide. So first option O2, second Cn minus, third N2, and fourth one both 2 and 3. First we look for number of electrons present in each option. So O2, 2 oxygen atom. So one oxygen atom, how many? 8. So 2 into 8, that is 16 electrons. Cn minus, carbon 6, nitrogen, okay, nitrogen 7 and 1 charge. So 7 7, 14 electrons. N2, nitrogen, 2 nitrogen atom, 2 into each nitrogen contains 14, sorry 7 electron, so 14 electrons. Now say O2, first option 16 electron, it is not, isoelectronic. Cn minus, cyanide, yes it is isoelectronic with carbon monoxide. N2, it is also isoelectronic with the carbon monoxide. Then what is the answer here? Both 2 and 3. Okay, both second and third are right, isoelectronic with the carbon monoxide. Okay. Well, next, number of electrons present in Al3 plus ion. What they are asking? Number of electrons. So they are specifying number of electrons in Al3 plus. Yes, first we look for the options. 13, okay, 10, 26 and 16. So what is the species here? So answer is 10. We look for the explanation. Aluminium. So for aluminium, atomic number 13, mass number 26. Okay. See here proton, atomic number itself. And what about electron? Say number, atomic number 13. Okay, minus charge of the species. So 13 minus, what is the charge? Plus 3. So 13 minus 3. So what is the answer? It has a 10 electron. So we said 10. So option second, right? Well, so number of electrons is equal to atomic number minus charge of the ion. So if it is positive, we have to place positive charge. If it is negative, we have to place including negative sign, right? So next one, Which of the following is most stable cation? They are asking the most stable cation. First one Mg2 plus, second Al3 plus, third Na plus, and fourth one all. So all these cations are stable in nature, right? Alkali metals monovalent, first group they are going to stable in +1, second group stable, and 13th group they are also stable, right? In +3 state. So all these ions exhibit neon configuration. Again, if you consider their electron configuration, they are going to end up with the noble gas configuration. Na plus 10 electron, Al3 plus 10 electron, Mg2 plus 10 electron, which means they are going to have a neon configuration, a noble gas. Okay, yes. Last one, the total number of electrons present in a permanganate ion. Permanganate ion. Okay, first option 25, second 32, third one 57, and fourth one 58. So answer 58. So permanganate MnO4 minus. So Mn, the total number of electrons means number of electrons on is plus 4 into number of electrons of oxygen minus charge of the anion, right? Well, so with this, I'm going to conclude about this session. Again, in next, we continue the rest of the part. Okay, thank you. Be safe.